comfortable darkness into which I was born, sin and ignorance. You make eloquent the tongues of infants, refine my speech and pour forth upon my lips the goodness of your blessing. Grant to me keenness of mind, capacity to remember, skill in learning, subtlety to interpret, and eloquence in speech. May you guide the beginning of my work, direct its progress, and bring it to completion. You are true God and true man, who live and reign, world without end. Amen. Amen.
A legend fools bequeath. Who fears a dragon scale? But soon war's pounding beat awakens the legend from sleep. The terror will soon meet. Hunger drives it from the deep. Humanity's evils repaid as fangs and claw rend, and all grow dismayed when the serpent descends to swim to our run. Too terrible to behold. His dark shadow blackens the sun, rendering all earth cold. It's fiery wrath, bringing swift ends to all in its path. And none contain. Living homeless in a place where I share all the space. I'm grateful for what I've got, but it challenges me a lot. Like finding a place to meet, crying savings so I can get off the street. I've got no money in the bank.
Right, it's time. Time to get going on writing and chatting. Why are we still showing, sometimes I love text, sometimes I hate it. It's a challenge some days. um, bum. Why is it not showing what it's supposed to show? Let's come up here and see if we can get it going. No, that's not happy. Someday, I'm going to figure out how to get it to behave for me every single time. Until that day, I'm just going to pull my hair out. Alright, there we are. You guys seeing chapter 41. Oh, you know what I need to do is pop out the chat. Hey, it's Cal. Good to see you, Cal. Alright. Well, if I touch it, it does crackle, but I don't think it's typically crackling. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that should be right where it's supposed to be. Alright, let's get started. Chapter 41. An Unexpected Meeting. It was the screeching of metal on steel and the frantic screams of Tolston that woke DeVries. The car spun toward the side of the road, its driver's side passenger door crunched inward, pinning Tolston in place. Blood poured down the side of her face. The dump truck that collided with them shook off the impact like it was nothing, backed up and made its way down the highway. DeVries struggled to unfasten his seatbelt as the car flipped on its side and tumbled down the embankment. His head rang like a bell and his vision blurred as he wrestled himself free of the belt. He ignored Tolston's cries for help. She could take care of herself. He didn't need her slowing him down. Unfortunately, his window was blocked by the earth. He couldn't get out that way. The only way out was to climb over Tolston. He didn't dare go that way. She was in hysteria, and he had no doubt she'd claw his eyes out if he tried. The metal divider was crumpled in the center, and a gap exposed between it and the car's ceiling, but it blocked his way to the driver's side. He couldn't tell if Jacobs was alive or dead. Not that he cared about the man. Then, quite suddenly, Tolston went silent. Her eyes closed, her body relaxed. She'd passed out, he supposed, from the pain. He breathed a sigh of relief and climbed over her to reach her door. It was stuck. The mechanism that would have normally released the door was caved inward. He hit the window release to try and lower the window enough for him to crawl through, but with the engine dead, the window wouldn't work. He was trapped. He felt the first hints of panic set in. Was he going to die in this metal coffin? This couldn't possibly be how he went. Surely, somehow, someone would free him. He started screaming. "Help! Someone! Help!" He screamed for Jacobs. "Help us, Jacobs, you bloody bastard!" There was no response, no answer. The very real possibility that he was about to meet his end came over him, and every fear he'd ever had erupted to the surface. He began kicking at the window, desperate to break it open and break loose of the car. The glass proved surprisingly difficult to shatter. It was designed for prisoners. It was not the average car glass. DeVries, fueled by adrenaline and fear, didn't give up. He inspected the window and found a hairline crack forming at a side where the window met the car door. He aimed his kicks at that crack and kept kicking. It exploded outward in a shower of glass, his leg finally punching through. He got several cuts in his calf for the privilege, but fresh air poured in through the opening. He ignored the pain and kicked out a hole big enough for him to crawl through. He watched as the engine caught fire as he drug himself away from the vehicle. Jacobs was slumped over the steering wheel. The airbag intended to save his life seemed to have knocked him out. He didn't slow down. Didn't even consider going back to help either Jacobs or Tolston. All he cared about was saving his own skin, and the faster he could get out of there, the more sure he would be of doing just that. All right, chapter 42, The Call to Meet. Thank you guys for working out the technical difficulties. Appreciate the support. It lagged you out again? That stinks. Nice. Chapter 42, The Call to Meet. A phone call from Hawkeye interrupted Lauren's thinking as she reached for Earl's hand. I'm gonna need to take this. I'm sorry, she said. Hawkeye's not big on phone calls. If he's calling, it's urgent. She stood up from the table and walked just outside the door before picking up the phone. Hey, Hawk, what's wrong? Hawkeye gave her the details of the meeting and the method by which it arrived. You gonna be able to make it? It's important. She closed her eyes. Yeah, I'll make it. I don't like it. But if they're gonna show us the evidence for the case, I want to see it for myself. Want me to pick you up? We can head that way together, I offered. Lauren didn't have a car. That would be great. Call me when you're on your way. She stepped back inside once they hung up to find Earl waiting patiently. Sorry about that. Remember that job I mentioned? They're meeting with us in a couple of days. Earl nodded. That's good. Just remember you don't have to say yes if you don't want to, but you should at least hear them out. Oof. She nodded and then gave him a wink. I agree, but that's 2 days from now. I'd much rather talk about us. Earl's face erupted in a smile. Oh, I'm all ears. Seymour hung up the phone. His stomach was in knots. He didn't have $5,000 to give Delilah. He could hop in the car and drive to where she was, but it was at least 2 hours away. He was running short on cash, gas money. He took a deep breath. Seymour, you can't rescue her from everything. You know that, right? He coached himself. Except his heart did not, in fact, know that. But she needs me, was its reply. The phone rang again. He looked at it, hoping it would be Delilah, and fearing that it was at the same time. It wasn't. It was Hawkeye. Hey, man, what's the latest, he asked. What's the deal with the military intelligence? We in, or we out? Hawkeye filled him in on the meeting details and gave him an address in Chicago. That's quite the drive, Seymour said. Hawkeye agreed. It is. But they'll compensate us for the trip, like promised. It made the decision a little easier. I'll be there. He hung up the phone and apologized for the image of Delilah that haunted his mind. I'm sorry. This time, I just can't. But maybe, if the assignment goes through and I get the money and there's still time, then I can help you. Guilt flooded him. He was failing her, and he hated that. He wanted to be a knight in shining armor for her, but he couldn't. Maybe later. But right now, he couldn't. His rational mind spoke. You know she wouldn't come to your rescue if you needed her, right? He sighed. Yes, I do know. I don't know what it is about her. I just can't seem to help myself. He'd never spent much time wondering why she had that effect on him. She reminded him in a lot of ways of a tiny kitten he'd found lost when he was a kid. The darn thing was so cute and so clearly in need of help, he'd not been able to resist taking it home with him. Only to have that little thing bite him and give him rabies. 12 shots to the belly and a whole lot of tears later, you'd think he'd have learned his lesson. But no, he was a sucker for anything that seemed helpless and like it needed him. And Delilah was a whole lot of that. She was all that, in fact, along with a body to die for. You're just gonna have to let her grow up, his rational mind said. You've gotta stop rescuing her from the consequences of her own bad decisions. His eyes fell on a stack of past due notices piling up. Yeah, nobody's rescuing me, are they? When do I start taking care of myself and stop trying to take care of everyone else? He straightened himself up and made a decision. Today was that day. The Naval Station Great Lakes sign over the bridge let Hawkeye know they were in the right place. The meeting was set for 0900 hours, and they were running right on time. Lauren sat in the passenger seat beside him, her hands clenched in her lap. She looked uncomfortable. You all right? He asked. She glanced his direction. Yeah, just haven't been on a military base since my dad died. I didn't know your dad was military, Hawkeye commented. It was funny how he'd known her for years, but details like that weren't something he'd picked up in all that time. I don't talk about it much. We didn't exactly see eye to eye, she mused. He was very much a man who thrived on rules, regulations, and strict protocol. I was chaos on two legs. I can see how that might not have worked out too well, Hawkeye acknowledged. Yeah, the last time I saw him we both said a lot of ugly things. Things I wish I could take back. She shrugged as she looked out the window. But sometimes you don't get second chances. Hawkeye knew that was right. Heck of a thing, isn't it? She nodded. Nothing I can do about it, though. It's not like I can change the past. Hawkeye rolled up to the booth where a security guard stood. He rolled down the window and passed the guard their IDs and the badges he'd received. The man inspected them closely and waved them through after returning them. First building on your left, he instructed Hawkeye. And there we go. Oh, no. Oh my goodness, you poor baby. I'm sorry, Jeff. This is giving you such a hard time. All right. So, we have some new plot points to wrap up. Like, for instance, do Jacobs and Tolston survive the car wreck? What happens to DeVries? All right, what evidence gets presented to the 4 streamers? Lauren, Hawkeye, Mortus, and Seymour. What happens to Delilah? So those are our big plot points. So which plot point do we want to start with today? I wish sometimes they offered more options, but they don't. All right, so there's our 4 plot points that we can tackle today. Mmm. It's okay if you've got no clue. You can just decide which one you want. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Okay, so we got 3 votes so far. 2 for Delilah, 1 for evidence. Timothy, Jeff, Cal, Booby, That about covers everybody. I know, right? I'd be over YouTube if it was abusing me like that, too. Do, 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 do. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll and we'll get started. Apparently, Delilah is the hot chick of the day. So we're going to pick up with Delilah's story. Oh. Look how this start of this. Chapter 43. You know, we need to look at our word count. Where are we at, guys? 38,569 words. Coming close. Coming closer and closer. It's technical difficulties today. Yeah, it's... Let's see where we left Delilah. Because that's where we're going to end up having to pick up from. So we want to know where she's at. Okay. She left with cryptic statements. Let's see if we can figure out this. Does Delilah... YouTube is... yeah. Alright. Yes, no. Let's do this. 3 options. Is Delilah's life truly in danger? Yes, but she doesn't know it. Just flat yes. Or no, she lied to manipulate Seymour. Okay, no worries. I'll give you time to catch up, you poor boy. Thank you for sticking with me even when YouTube isn't playing nice with the other children. Oh, and while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and adjust the font size so it's readable for you guys. $1.5 off of live. Jeez Louise, what is up with YouTube today? Why is it being such a beast? I need to probably close some of these tabs. I wonder if it's impacting anything. Yay! Yes, but she doesn't know it. Okay. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna end the poll. Alright. 90 seconds in the past is not live. Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of crazy. I don't know why it's being such a pain in the assets. You guys are getting to see my real screen, which is, I'm sure, fun for you. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pop into my live and see how bad things are. You guys are getting entertainment deluxe tonight. Or today, I should say. Let's see, yeah, okay. So it is showing you the right screen. I was a little worried about that. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Alright, so we've kind of decided that Delilah's life is genuinely in danger, but she doesn't know that. She was lying to manipulate him. Oh, okay, no worries. No worries, Timmy. I hope you get to feeling better. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, oh no. You poor boy. Okay. Hi, Mom. Yeah, you're not the only one. Apparently, YouTube is being a pain in the assets today, and I don't know why. I don't know why it's decided that it's going to lag everyone to death. Oh, tax support, tax support. If it wasn't for tax support, we could all get on with our lives and have a real good time. But instead, we have tax support. It's greatness, truly greatness. Yeah, I don't know, Cal. I don't know what's going on today. Everything's weird. You know what? I probably could help with the lag a little bit just by taking time to read through what I've written. Yeah, Delilah. Isn't she a. Chapter 43 Down and Out in Nashville. Delilah stared at the phone in her hands. A small trickle of guilt washed over her. I am sorry, Seymour. I know I shouldn't have lied to you like that, but I didn't think you'd send the money otherwise. And I do need it. She wondered if he would send it. Did he have that kind of money? Could he get it if he didn't have it? She was pretty sure he had money, given how fast he'd been able to pay for her car repair. But how much money, she didn't know. She waited patiently. The people at the hotel had agreed to let her stay for another few days without paying when she told them she'd lost her father and The bank was waiting on documents for them to transfer her inheritance to her account. She was good at forgery. The bank documents she presented them looked so authentic she'd even impressed herself. She almost felt the documents should be framed. They were a true work of art. She didn't like lying to people, but sometimes she reasoned you had to do what was necessary to take care of yourself. And if people didn't have it in their heart to do the right thing by you, you had to help them do it by whatever means necessary. That was what her father taught her. She missed that old man. Sometimes she wondered where he was. He left when she was 12, just picked up in the middle of the night and vanished. Her mother told her he worked for the CIA. She didn't know if that was true or not, but she liked believing it. It was better than thinking he'd just abandoned her. Oh, wow. Lord, I lift up this stream to you and all of its technical difficulties, and I just ask you to bless every person who's been patiently waiting for this stream to catch up. I ask that you would be with each of them, that you would help these technical issues to sort themselves out before I lose my mind. Lord, you work all things for the good of those who love you and are called according to your purpose, and I know that you're going to work this for our good and your glory too, even though I don't yet know how. Yeah, the CIA doesn't like loose ends. You're right about that. Well, Delilah may have a gambling problem, but she has a few more problems than that. And Jeff, I can relate. Thank you for hanging in there as long as you did. 5 minutes. Wow. I wonder if maybe. Holy cow. And it's telling me it's got good for, it's so weird. Yeah, no kidding, right? Huh. That's true, Cal. They would have jammed the cell phones. Well, that's probably because I'm not saying much. All right. Always thinking she's one step ahead. She finds herself way behind. Exactly. Oh, I like that. That's good. Ah, that stinks. Mom, I know that inheritance doesn't work that way. And I know it has to go through courts. She was lying to him, Mom. Alright. I know, Mom. I know. YouTube doesn't like the ad blockers because it blocks their ad revenue. I can semi understand their point, but it kind of stinks. Alright, so here we go. We'll read through Delilah's chapter now. Chapter 3, Trouble in Nashville. We'll just retitle that. Yep. Delilah stared at the phone in her hands. A small trickle of guilt washed over her. I am sorry, Seymour. I know I shouldn't have lied to you like that, but I didn't think you'd send the money otherwise, and I do need it. She wondered if he would send it. Did he have that kind of money? Could he get it if he didn't have it? She was pretty sure he had money, given how fast he'd been able to pay for her car repair, but how much money she didn't know. She waited patiently. The people at the hotel had agreed to let her stay for another few days without paying when she told them she'd lost her father, and the bank was waiting on documents for them to transfer her inheritance to her account. She was good at forgery. The bank documents she presented them looked so authentic, she'd even impressed herself. She almost felt the documents should be framed. They were a true work of art. She didn't like lying to people, but sometimes she reasoned you had to do what was necessary to take care of yourself. And if people didn't have it in their heart to do the right thing by you, you had to help them do it by whatever means necessary. That was what her father taught her. She'd missed that old man and sometimes wondered where he was. He'd left when she was 12, just picked up in the middle of the night and vanished. Her mother told her he worked for the CIA. She didn't know if that was true or not, but she liked believing it. It was better than thinking he'd just abandoned her. She stood up and stretched. A knock at the door startled her. She wasn't expecting anyone. She hesitated. Should she answer it? She didn't like surprises like that. Seymour was too far from Nashville to have driven there so quickly. Something in her gut suggested she shouldn't answer. She looked for some place to hide and chose the closet. The shower seemed too obvious. She just stepped inside it and closed the door behind her when the front door burst open. Two men dressed in black stepped inside and closed the door behind them, blocking her escape. "We know you're here, Delilah. There's no use hiding," an unfamiliar voice said. Delilah didn't move. She didn't make a sound. Her pulse raced like a Kentucky Derby champion. Beads of sweat began to form around her forehead. She hit the speed dial for Seymour, hoping whatever happened he would hear it and know what to do. She'd never been more terrified in her entire life. Nothing happened. The phone didn't ring. The men shut the curtains and entered the bathroom. "Where are you, Delilah? We're gonna find you. You can make this easier on yourself and come out. We just want to talk." She spotted a gun one of them was holding through a crack between the closet door and its frame. That didn't seem like an invitation to talk to her. Her lie to Seymour that they were going to kill her seemed like a prophecy now. She wanted to cry, but that would only attract attention she didn't want right now. She didn't know what to do. There was nowhere to go, and the room was too small for this search to take long. The larger of the two men flung open the closet door and grabbed her by the arm. "Look what we have here. Time to come out of that closet, Delilah. Daddy wants to talk to you." "What? What do you mean Daddy wants to talk to me? She stuttered, suddenly confused. Who are you people? Don't talk, just walk. We're from the CIA, the shorter man explained, and it's time for you to meet up with your father. He's the one who sent us to get you. Delilah frowned. Daddy sent you? What's my daddy's real name? Neither man answered. They just kept dragging her forward. When she started to resist, one of them tapped her side with his gun. Give us trouble, and you'll be meeting your father on the other side of this life. Understood? She had no doubt he meant it. She shut her mouth and stopped resisting. They hadn't shot her yet. That at least bought her some time to figure out a way to escape the situation. It's possible. It's possible. All right. Oh, YouTube. The joys of YouTube. I think we have spent way too much of this stream on technical difficulties. Whew, all right. So we have Delilah. She's been picked up by men who claim to be the CIA. Whether they are or not, that's a different matter. And whether Daddy's involved with the CIA or not, that too is a different matter. But we at least have a little bit of a hint. So let's see. Who are the men that kidnapped Delilah? What do they want from her? And in the next episode, we'll pick our next plot point and move on from there. Thank y'all for watching. This has been a lovely stream, technical difficulties aside. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. May God bless you all. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate you guys sticking with it.